Hi everyone, my name is Endre from ESC Norway, and today I have my colleague Mandy with me.
Hi.
And today we are going to interview Vincent Bueno. Welcome.
Hey
Yay.
guys, nice to be here. Thank you
Thank
How
so
are
much
you,
for having
Vincent?
me.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really good. Just came from a very beautiful place with beautiful people, and now I'm with you guys. How perfect is that?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We would like to get to know you better. What can you tell us about yourself and your musical background?
Well, I was born and raised up here in Vienna, Austria, and my parents are both from the Philippines. So that means I'm 100% full-blooded Filipino. And growing up here in Austria, I always felt like I always wanted something to inspire people with. And since my father is a musician himself, he taught me to play the instruments very early, from a very early age. And I was, I think, 12. And with 12 I got my first guitar, and at that day I really already knew how to play a few songs because I was so interested and
Wow.
into music.
Yeah.
So um, I made the decision to go into musical theater when I was 16. Went to school, have a degree as a Bachelor of Arts. Ooh. I know, it's so cool, right? But I went to conservatory, and from that moment on, after when I was 20, I've been in the game ever since. So yeah.
Mm.
And then I were very big musical fans, and
For
we've done a
real.
lot of yeah.
What are your musical favorites?
Oh, I'm gonna sound so silly now, but I love Legally Blonde, the musical.
Of
I think
course,
it's
of course, dear,
hilarious.
of course.
Yeah, and what's her name again? Belle Bundy. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Laura,
such an
Laura Bell
Laura
Bundy.
Bell Bundy. She's such an amazing actress.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love her too. Yeah. So, but even there, I was told, especially here in Austria, like you were the cool thing about that um, education as a musical artist.
Mm.
They told me, Vince, you're Asian, and just know that you will never be you don't necessarily will be you know the main role, because it's just there's not a lot of stories for Asians to be the main role. And in a way it was kind of like a slap in the face, but it was the reality, and I thank them for that.
Mm.
But that's where I felt like I needed to, not because it's not about being the main role, but
Mm.
I always had also the association to, I love music production. So when I was 16, I was always into producing music. And so it was like on a parallel time when I was kind of like educated in becoming a musical performer, and also just becoming a geek in learning how to produce music. So it was such a beautiful switch all the time between in the pop world and the musical theater world. So yeah.
Yeah.
But you've done musicals like Grease, Phantom of the Opera, Singing in the Rain. Which one has been your favorite to do? Which one was the most fun to do?
Well, the most fun of actually, the thing is, like, when you were saying Phantom of the Opera, Singing in the Rain, these were my performances back then when I was 21. When I was in that also contest, it was a singing contest for musical shows. So it was like musical the show. It was kind of like musical the show. Um, and when I was 21, I won that show, because I mean it was so insane for me to be able to win that show when I was 21. And I did all of these short performances, like Singing in the Rain, and Grease, and all of these beautiful songs. But my musical theater experience was even broader. At the same time, also, I didn't do all of these musicals, just pure musicals, but I did a lot of performances. My favorite musical ever since, I think, is still, Miss Saigon.
Yeah.
It's obvious, but also the music, and it's such a pity that I'm not allowed to say anything about this, but Miss Saigon is a beautiful musical. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah.
My favorite is Wicked. I have been in London and seen Wicked like 5 times. So
Wow. Wow.
yeah, I think it's incredible.
Super incredible. Yeah, totally. But my passion for, that's the thing. Like I was never. That's what I love to share. When people ask me, how can you do both, or why do you do both, and how can you identify with these two worlds? And the question and the answer is, I was never really accepted in both worlds. Like when even the musical theater world, I was always like, people would approach me even in the in the settings and go like to me, yo 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 bro, yo yo. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing this to me? Do I look like a yo-yo to you, or what? Because for them, I had this pop, hip hop kind of vibe. When in the hip hop pop world, I was always the classical guys coming. Come on, guys. I mean, I'm like, guys, just respect that. I love both worlds, and I was able to survive from out of both worlds. So it's the same thing with being Filipino in Austria and being Austrian in Philippines. That's just this whole mentality clash, because people kind of love to put you in a box, especially so yeah.
But Vincent, you had a longer Eurovision participation than most. Some countries decided to send another artist this year. Can you tell us about the year you have been through and how it feels to get a second chance to represent Austria in Rotterdam?
For me, honestly, it's such a big gift that ORF was choosing me again, because I just don't take that for granted at all, because they didn't have to. I don't feel entitled to be having this position, but at the same time, I just feel so grateful for this opportunity. And that's why this year, it was just like such a compromise full year also with them, where I felt like, yeah, I hear you guys, I know what you guys want. So, and also with me, we were very open to each other and the team. So the last year I spent making music, creating vibes, doing jobs, and also accepting things, realizing, letting go people that sucked out of the energy of me. So it was just like a whole big process in last year. And coming towards the new year, I felt like I needed to let go of so many things. That's why the song Amen was just perfect for me. When that came into my repertoire, I was like, hey, this is exactly what I'm experiencing right now, even though I don't separate from my girl. But it's just it's exactly these strong emotions that I feel. It's anxiety, it's fear, and it's also, why do things have to happen the way they have to happen? All these questions in my mind that you have to let go, because you cannot change things, so yeah.
That was actually my next question, because your song
Sorry,
from last
take
year.
away your question.
No, that's okay. But your song from last year, Alive, was it was an up-tempo, feel-good pop song, very danceable, likable. And this year you've chosen like a very powerful ballad with, like you said, emotion. It's very powerful. Why this song? Why Amen?
Just because, as I said, last year has been a very rough year for a lot of people, including me. And when I produced my album On the Run, I felt like, my energy was so drained, and I felt like there were so many things where I felt like, wow, I couldn't change. And when there was the time to submit new songs to ORF, there was not just my songs, there was also another songs, or a lot of songs that that I was open to. I was like, hey, it's not about just my vision or my message, but I want to listen to, to other ideas too, because a lot of singers also, what they do, especially back then, they would have a producer, they would have a writer, just the classics. Nowadays we all have to do it all our own to be, it's totally understandable that we're living in this kind of like narcissistic generation. But at the same time, for me, it was just important to have the right song. It didn't have to be my song. So when I came to Amen, I felt like, wow, this song speaks to me. It touched and triggered so many parts of my heart where I was like, wow, this is just help. This song is going to help a lot of other people. And since that's a little bit in my nature, to help. And I love, I do think I'm very hypersensible, which is not always the best, because it could come across like a weakness. But when you feel people, like when you're very empathic, I think it's this year is the time for that, and not for something, too superficial. And I felt Alive just gave you guys a very good vibe, but maybe didn't really reach that part of their soul where I want to go this year. So congratulations to the team, Unified Songs, you know who you are, guys, and Pelle Loriano, who knit us all together, in Eberhard Forcha, all of these people that just, I always say, us artists, we're just the tip of the iceberg in this whole Eurovision journey, but all of the other people that are actually down there in behind the scenes, they actually are the heroes, because they made it all possible. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And
your music video feels almost claustrophobic, but when you start singing Amen, the walls come down, and there is sunlight, and the colorful raven flies away. Will you bring some of these visuals to the Eurovision stage?
Actually, we're trying to not be way too, way too distractive with our stage performance, because all we want on stage is to be very minimalistic and focusing on the message. And I think, metaphorically speaking, I think the raven is such a beautiful symbol. Then shout outs to the team Lancelot who made the video. They created something so unique and so special, and we created that in 2 weeks. That was nothing, honestly. Normally for a video like this, you have time, let's say if you really have a little bit of a advanced time to plan stuff, it's actually 3.5 or even a month. But that was just 2 weeks of troubleshooting. Let's go, let's just do it. And just shout outs to them. We try to be very minimalistic on stage, and I think the emotion is the most important that we are going to focus on.
But when you're on that stage, even though it's going to be minimalistic, you're going to be dressed by the amazing designer Michael Cinco. Is that correct?
That's crazy.
He's dressed some of the biggest stars in the world, like Beyonce, Rihanna, Jason Derulo. What can you tell us about your costume, if you can say anything?
Of course, it's actually not a big secret anymore, because I revealed it on my socials. Because I was so excited. And but at the same time, alone this, guys, Michael Cinco is a superstar. This guy is a goat, so to say. We all say he's the goat, he's the goat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, he is, because as you said, alone these names, you know, these it's I don't know how it happened, but I tell you in a very short way how it kind of happened. There was one Filipino guy. By the way, I'm full-blooded Filipino. He's a full-blooded Filipino, and the one who put us together, Bertrand Junior Rodriguez. Sounds very Spanish, right? But we have, you know, Bueno. All of us, we have Spanish names, you know.
Yeah.
He just DM'd me on Insta. He said, "Hey Vince, you should collaborate with Michael Cinco. I can build a bridge." And I was like, this guy is spamming me. Like I just ignored him. And 2 weeks later, he just copy pasted the same message and dropped it again on my messages. I was like, this guy's so crazy. What? I was like, do you even know who Michael Cinco is? Like very sarcastically, right? And he said, yes, I can ask him. I was like, you don't even know him and you will ask him? I was like, he was like, yes, I can do it. And within like 2 hours, he sends me, yes, he would love to do it. I can make an Instagram group for us. So I was like, what? So cut a long story short, I'm FaceTiming with Michael Cinco. Like, oh my gosh. Why do you even, okay, where's the hook? Where's the small print here? How much should I pay? Like what is wrong? And you know, this guy's the most humble person I've ever seen in this earth, you know, like yeah, it's just beautiful magic, you know, to see how actually Filipinos, if they believe in something, really stick together in that vision. And this quote that you said, Mandy, will represent, you know, and will kind of like unite of course all of us, but especially the Filipino community all around the world and in Europe, because it happened. If we wouldn't, maybe if I wouldn't have been Filipino, maybe he wouldn't given that to me. The reason I said to him, why do you want to help a Vincent Bueno? Why? Where's the small print? And he's like, because I've seen that you're the first ever full-blooded Filipino that will represent a country in Europe. And I was like, yeah, that's real. That's just true. Yeah.
You haven't even thought of that.
I mean, yeah, of course, I was just being silly right now. But
yeah.
Honestly, like that was a big deal for me. So I was like, I don't know how to thank him. But he said he just wants to support me, and all he wants is cool pictures. Of course, I'm gonna give him cool pictures. I'll give him more than cool pictures.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's just amazing. I can't wait to see it on the stage with the full show.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel very humbled, because if a person like him is so humble, you know, like I think it's just such a beautiful eye opener that humility is real strength, you know. So who am I to say, yeah, I'm the shit, or yeah, I'm, you know, but it's just like, so I'm really grateful for this journey, for real. That's all I can say.
It's really cool. But in Rotterdam, we assume a lot of artists will be staying mostly in their hotels when there's no rehearsal and live shows. How are you going to spend your time there? And what do you look forward to the most?
I hope I can rest a lot, because you know what I'm experiencing right now is, you know, I'm a dad full-time. I'm running my business full-time. I'm organizing and just doing everything, of course, like everyone else, right? And you know, I think I can rest a little bit there. And since I know myself, I really know myself, I always bring way too much stuff. And not because I'm a diva, because I want to bring all of my recording stuff, because I'm a nerd, you know, because I want to produce music and make myself work even more and even more. So I try to calm myself down and just focus on the main thing. But of course, I'm gonna produce some music there. And you know, I have my assistant coming with me, and he's actually also my new artist that I produce and kind of like manage, you know. So it's gonna be fun.
And it sounds like we need to make some connections here because Tix, our Norwegian representative, is actually going to bring his studio to Rotterdam to work on music as well when he's sitting in the hotel. So maybe you two should meet up and create something together. That would
Hopefully,
be
we
awesome.
are all in the same hotel. That would be
Yeah.
crazy, but I don't no idea. I have no idea. I think let's see. I would love to. I would love to, for real.
7 years ago, I was so lucky to be in Copenhagen when Conchita won Eurovision.
Oh,
It was the most amazing atmosphere ever. It was my first Eurovision, and I'd heard all the songs, but when Conchita was on stage, you could hear people clapping, cheering, everything. It was just the most amazing experience. And the year after, I was lucky enough to go to Vienna for Eurovision,
wow.
and I had the most wonderful time there. So I'm wondering, did you get to experience Eurovision when it was in your hometown?
No, that is such a pity because I myself, I think on that day I was having a gig myself, and when actually Conchita won, I also was in a concert in a cover band actually, and I remember because the event holder of that event where we were playing was one of the best friends, Mario Lindner, who's also a politician here in Austria. And we were at his event there, and he came, I think he already drunk a little bit too much, and he was like, Conchita just won! Conchita just won! And we were like, oh my God, we were so happy. We were just so happy. And yeah, such a beautiful experience. So did you enjoy Vienna?
Absolutely. And to stand at the Rathausplatz during the final with, I don't know how many, maybe 50,000 people or something cheering and screaming while they were giving the votes from Austria to the rest of Europe. I mean, I had goosebumps all over. It was just so amazing to be a part of it. And Vienna, I never thought I would go because I've always, as a Norwegian, I'm a simple Scandinavian person. I think Vienna is such a grand city when I think of it in my mind. And when I went
that's what we're thinking about your guys' countries. Like, we want to go there and what I mean? I'm just in Vienna. This is the same thing, same old thing,
Yeah, it's crazy to think that. But when I went there, I was so amazed because I met so many wonderful people and I made connections for life. I still have friends that I met in Vienna that I meet on every Eurovision that comes to Norway for our national selection. It was an amazing time, and I was blown away by all the big parks you have there. It's so beautiful. It's so
really beautiful.
Grand. It's amazing.
It's so beautiful. But you were a lot in the first district, and I think it's always an experience. Even for me, when I sometimes go just roam around, I'm like, am I really living in this city? Oh, it's so beautiful here. It's really, really beautiful. But it's also you guys, the community of Eurovision. You guys make it so special. Honestly, you guys are so sweet. Everyone, like, I mean, there's always just a few people that just want to spread some, hate here and there. But I don't even think about them because let's say 99.9% are lovers out there, and they are supporters out there, and they give such a bond, and you guys are the glue of all of this whole thing. Without you guys, we wouldn't even have this special vibe going on. So thank you too.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. That means a lot to us.
Yeah.
But you have tried to participate in Eurovision in 2016, and you were a backing singer for Nathan Trent in 2017. What does Eurovision mean to you?
Wow, it became totally it got into a very, very different stage of my life where I feel like Eurovision, I have so much respect for this historical event. I know it has its own kind of like mentality, and when you dive into Eurovision, when you dive into this world, you can see that yes, people are kind of like competing against each other, but it's still the biggest festival of music in Europe and the biggest stage in the world. So I feel like to be part of this historical event 2 times in a row in the biggest pandemic of the world. I feel special, you know. I feel wow. We're the Corona batch, but still, we've written history here. Come on,
You're going down in history. You're in the books.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
in the books, and I'm also we're the generation that we don't actually have to stress ourselves so much on before before the performance. That's why we all have no excuse to mess up our performances. We
That's
do
true.
have to kill it on stage.
You're building expectations now.
Actually, for myself, I shouldn't
Yeah.
have done it. I shouldn't have said that. Actually, sheesh.
And lastly, we would love it if you could send a little greeting to your fans and followers in Norway.
Okay. To all my fans and friends and supporters there in Norway, thank you so much, guys, for all your support. I see all of the likes, I see all the reactions, I see all your beautiful comments, and I might not be able to respond to everyone personally, but on a very personal level, I say thank you so much, and I give you all my hearts, and you can expect new music from me as soon Eurovision is over. And yeah, lots of love. Thank you so much for the votes also. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
That's amazing. And we thank you so much for your time today, Vincent, and the best of luck on the rest of your adventure to Rotterdam.
Thank you so much. Bye, Norway.
Thank you. Bye.